She was an icon of engineering, the supermodel of British aviation. Now, 11 years after retirement, she's undergone a bit of work on her most famous feature. A Concorde has had a nose job.
Well, that's one way of putting it. I mean, it is an iconic aircraft, so we were very keen to try and get this nose back in operation, because we're so used to seeing these aircraft in museums, sitting there looking rather sad and doing nothing, that we thought it would be wonderful if we could bring a bit of life back to it.
It was the famous droop nose developed at Marshall's in Cambridge that was key. Streamlined design, vital for supersonic flight. But with such a prominent nose, the pilots couldn't see where they were going. This test plane was used to hone the angle for takeoff and landing before Concorde became a commercial airliner in 1976.
170 knots and she's up.
Flying the rich and famous at twice the speed of sound, they could get from London to New York in less than 3 hours. Today, former Concorde captain John Hutchinson returned to the cockpit.
It was, I don't know how you'd describe it, it was like a thoroughbred. It was very responsive thoroughbred with enormous power, fantastic, beautifully balanced flying controls. You could fly it with just your thumb and your forefinger. I was dragged off into retirement, kicking and screaming and protesting. I did not want to part company with this absolutely magnificent, iconic aeroplane.
In the year 2000, a crash killed all 113 people on board and marked the beginning of the end of Concorde's career. As passenger confidence plummeted after 9/11, airlines announced it had become too expensive to run, and Concorde made its final flight in 2003.
Time to say goodbye. And they came in their thousands to do so.
It still looks brilliantly modern, it catches everybody's imagination, and it's a wonderful thing to look at. And I think the great sadness in many people who find we haven't been able to replace the aircraft with a more modern supersonic transport aircraft.
Volunteers have spent a year returning the nose to full working order, and today, on the 11th anniversary of Concorde's final flight, she was back in the spotlight and taking a bow. Claire McGlasson, ITV News, Cambridge.